Well, hey folks, pt.7 here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Ricciville map for Farm Sim 19. Now, unfortunately, I've already recorded well over an hour and a half of video and footage here this morning. You'll notice we have cows, I've blown straw into them, give them some silage, etc., etc., and done a bunch of other things, and you guys will never get to see it. I'm having issues with the audio recording here. I've switched up my mics. I've gone back to my cardioid XLR out to phantom power to computer mic as opposed to just the straight USB, the Blue Nessie that I was using. Now, the Blue Nessie is an excellent microphone. All of the Blue microphones actually have really good reputations because they work. They sound good, they work well. Some of them are a little on the pricier end. The Blue Nessie is somewhere in between, say, the Snowball and the Yeti. Problem with it is, because it sits closer to my keyboard than my face, it hears my keyboard before it hears my face. Yeah. Oh, these... Oh, there. Where the heck they went? Here we go. This is going to be the new way we're doing our logs. I'm only going to cut the trees basically into 8-meter lengths because they fit conveniently on the trailer. And then we're going to be storing them here, and we'll cut them into smaller lengths and sell them off as the winter progresses. So, I will get this issue with the microphone straightened out. Hopefully this particular, well, what I'm recording now sounds good considering the amount of test records I had to do to get something that sounded fairly stable, so if I moved my head an inch it didn't suddenly sound like I'd dived into a pool of water. This is a much better setup than the USB microphone because it does allow you to basically put your mic wherever you want it because it'll fit on a suspension arm. The problem being, my microphone that I'm using is basically crap. Okay, it was, I think, a grand total of about $49 Canadian for the mic, this scissor arm stand, the shock mount, basically an entire kit for less than you'd normally pay just for the accessories, leave alone the mic. And it included the mic. So, I mean, it's not bad. Obviously, it works. I currently have it about 3 inches away from my face. Any closer and it starts to sound really bizarre, any further away and it won't pick up sound worth a darn. So, and like I said, it has such a small cardioid pattern. I have such a hard time saying that word. One of the few that really bothers me. But basically the pickup pattern is really small and tightly focused on it, which is fine. It means it doesn't pick up my keyboard and stuff. But there, a little better bite on this time. Except for that one log, of course. Come on, man. No? Alright. But yeah, I will eventually be getting a better quality microphone to hook up to that particular system. And then I should have at least the consistency, because that's the one nice thing about the USB mics. Once you plug them in and set them up, they're pretty darn consistent in their performance. But again, like I said, they'll pick up everything. And I think the Yeti, the one that I use, is, in all honesty, probably designed more towards someone playing a musical instrument than doing just vocals. Because, like I said, they are designed to pick up a fairly large area. I knew it. So we got one bad log, Dang. Oh well. Look what I'm going to do. Is see. No, I was hoping it was just going to pull out of there. Alright, well, that's not terribly impressive. There we go. Yeah. Okay, I was hoping I could just give her a little push and it might pull out, but it doesn't look like her. Looks like it's just going to make itself a little bit of a pain in the butt. So, we're going to have to deal with it before we can take this guy. Unfortunately. It's not fun to me trying to pick just it up. Maybe. There you go. Oh, really? You can now? You won't drive over it. Before, you just hump right up on top of it whenever I got near it. Unbelievable. Now, another thing that, and this is, unfortunately, when I first started, was the perfect time to talk about it because it wasn't raining. I mentioned about that wind noise that went on in the background, and I said it didn't happen on other maps. Well, I actually tried 6 other maps. It didn't happen on any of them. But I think I figured out what it is. It's not wind noise. It is, in fact, well, what we like to call white noise. And white noise is, of course, for those of you that don't know, is a single tone generated across the entire frequency of hearable sound. Now, I didn't say human hearing. Human hearing is actually, if you want a noise generator to match human hearing, you use what's called pink noise, where basically it's got a little more low end. We're better at hearing low end than we are high end. We're not as good as most animals, but we are better at some things than others, as one might expect. So, basically, I think what it is, it's not a specific sound that's doing it. It's a specific lack of sound. there's an audio file that should be in master volume, because environment doesn't change that sound. None of the other volumes do. Only master volume does. Which means, much like a radio when you're between stations and you hear that noise, well, that noise you hear is, in fact, well, a frequency with nothing on it. Nothing but white noise. A tone generated across the entire range. Oh, it does have straps. Cool. Now, when we get rain, oddly enough, you can play with your environment controls, and although you would think rain would be an environmental sound, it also doesn't disappear in that scenario. I'll show you what I mean. If we go here, okay, and we turn environment off, you still hear both that wind noise and the rain. They're not tied to the environment. The environment is the things like the bird sounds, of which, by the way, there don't seem to be any on this particular map, which is fine. They're not on all of them either. So yeah, it's not tied to environment at all. And yeah, I've tried all the other volumes, your GUI volume, your vehicle volume, all that. Only the master changes it. Problem with that is you'll notice my master volume is set on 30%. Okay, well that's fine, but I pretty much have to. And the issue with having only 30% at master volume is it's just that. It's your master volume. And what it in fact does is doesn't actually turn things up and down, although it has that effect. What it really does is increases and decreases the usable scale of volume. Alright, so let's say full volume you had 100 increments of usable scale. So if I turn my vehicle volume from 100% to 90%, alright, I've turned it down by 10 increments. Alright, if I have my volume set to 50%, and now I've only got 50 to play with, alright, and I reduce that by 10%, I've now actually only reduced the actual listenable volume by 5%. You understand? Now I'm at 30%. So only a 1 out of 3 of my original ticks of volume, if you will, are still usable. Right? So now when I reduce vehicle volume by 10%, I'm really only reducing it by 3%. And in fact, I might have explained that backwards. I've also driven way past all of my log sorting stuff. Basically what it is, it's like a goalie coming out of the net to reduce the angle. Alright? The closer he gets to you, the less angle you have, right? But the more angle open to the net. So it's a similar kind of thing. There's lots of different scenarios you could say that are close, but that's basically what it does. Limiting your master volume limits all of your volume functionalities. So, but enough about the sound. If it's any help at all, Oldman, I think what it is, and I wouldn't know what file to change, but there's going to be a file there for background, or probably under the main volumes, where there's nothing in there where there could be, i.e. if there's no rain, it should register a volume of 0 type of thing, you know. As if there is rain, then it should register a volume of X amount. So, as I say, I don't know which one to change, but I do think that's why this map, although I tried 6 others, as I said, and none of them had it, why this map has that odd windy sort of background noise. It was Grizzly Mountain was the other map where I found that. Again, a custom-built map. And same thing, although I thought it was kind of supposed to be there, and I always treated it as wind noise, because you were kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It was all wilderness and blah, 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 right? So I guess I'm going to need to get these tools. How close are we to having usable grass? I'm going to say tomorrow. so I'm going to need to get these off of the field. Oh, and I think there's one more log over there. They won't let you run if you're holding that instrument in your hand, just like the chainsaw. Okay, this guy, I believe I can actually, yeah, that's what I thought. I can pick him up by hand. Whoop. Not well, perhaps, but, oh, come on. Supposed to be able to carry this. Wow. Without that mod, this this particular thing has really limited functionality, eh? I wonder if that will come back, or if it is, maybe it's already out there and I'm just not using it. But, oh, I think they did rewrite it for 19, but you could do things like lift your tractor off the ground. There we go. Alright. Oh. See, we're only, yeah, just over half the length of an episode, but unfortunately, I've done so much of what I'd planned to do. Great. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I finally get to record an episode where hopefully the volumes are working properly and you can hear me, and of course the phone's got to ring. That's one of my neighbors. They want me to fix their antique radio for them. I kind of have a reputation of being able to do that kind of thing, so once people find out, boy. Alright, now let's release the straps. Let's see how much luck we have at getting these things off. Now I would assume, see that green bar across the middle? Right here. I assume that these are so that you have a place to slide your forks in. Alright, because it seems to hold it off high enough. So we're going to use that as our guide, hopefully. Let's lift these up. Oh. Should be. What? Why will you not go in there? That's what you're designed to do, I'm sure. There we go. Boy, you really got to be in the right spot, I'll tell you. Oh, really? Oh yeah, right away, eh? Bloody thing. Ah. Not exactly even, is it? Whoa. Alright. Well, that's too bad that it had to make a mess instead of just picking them up. I don't know why this always has to be so frustrating, just about everything with the logging, unless you use the cheaty little auto load stuff, you know. I just wanted to give it a nudge on the end and try and get it to level out, but of course not. And you can't pick up a single log with these claws, so that's useless too. Alright, well, I'm going to have to get the telehandler. Yeah, they really, I don't know. Giants has had a lot of time to screw around with logging. They really should have made it actually usable by now, you would think. But no such luck. It's still just kind of a mess. Still just kind of a mess. There. There we go. Lovely. Just needed a bit of a tune-up. Just a bit of a tune-up. Alright. Hopefully, we'll get the rest of these out of this thing without quite as much trouble. Yeah, see, once again, there's got to be one log that's just loose, not being held at all. God, this thing is so wobbly. It really doesn't help the matters, man. Alright, well, at least we got that trailer full of logs in there. Alright. So yeah, as I say, that'll give us, whenever we want, we can pluck a couple of logs off of here, and, I see, that's the troublemaker, is it? Yeah, there's one. And make use of them as we need to. So there you go, guys. I think I'm going to call the episode there. Like I said, I've already done over an hour and a half, so this makes at least a couple with this one. So hopefully, that'll help Oldman track down why that noise is there. If it's a concern, I don't know what it is. It kind of is to me, but that's just me. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, you know what to do. Please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, you can do that as well. Till next time, though, this has been pt.7. Take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now.